If you have any tapes or film that you want to have digitized, head on over to avgearguy.com and he will handle the entire process for you. You know, whether it's family videos and stuff like that, or even photos, old skate videos, we all know we have that. But head on over to avgearguy.com, and that's AV as an audio video, gearguy.com. And when you check out, mention this show, and it'll save you 5%. What's good? Welcome to the No Mongo Podcast, a show about all things skateboarding. And my name is Rick Beta, and you can follow along on social media at Rick Beta. That's RickBata, or email the show nomongopodcast@gmail.com. And it's been it feels like it's been a couple weeks, because it's been a couple weeks. I've been slammed, and just when I was like getting some air, slammed again. But I'm here. It's fine. I've been keeping an eye, though. I've been watching things. I've been reading things. So let's see. I don't know. I guess where to start. I mean, there's so many options, so many avenues. But I think I'm going to start with some just quick hits, kind of rapid-ish fire. Just going to fire down my notes here. Starting with some TJ Rogers news. You know, a TJ Rogers update. Because a few weeks ago I mentioned, or I rather informed TJ Rogers that his status on Skate Mafia was pending until he was able to throw down I'm going to do it now, the S&M hand sign, you know, just to make it official, solidifying him to the crew. And sure enough, a few weeks later, he did just that. Yes. I'm going to clap before I even tell you what he did. Because it wasn't during a skate session. It was during a ceremonial, first pitch at the San Diego Padres game. That was on April 26th, to be exact. That's when he became a Skate Mafia member. Hell yeah, TJ. That's what's up. And that, I think I've mentioned this before, that's a bucket list for me. For sure. I mean, I don't care how or when I want it to happen. I just don't know, do I go fastball? Do I attempt a curve? I don't know if I could throw a curve that far. And I figure you have you have one shot, right, to make it really count, and you will not, and I will definitely put this on record, you will not see me go out like 50 Cent, Carly Rae. Hell no. I want strike first, strike hard, no mercy, sir. But yeah, definitely a bucket list item, for sure. What was it recently too? That beekeeper. You guys watch sports? That really triggered it for me. I'm all, dude, the beekeeper got to throw it. It's a long story. Look it up. But he's gonna have his own baseball card now, or whatever. I'm totally derailing here. So yeah. Anyway, back to our guy TJ. He went with a high arc kind of lob and /1 bouncer for the win. The catcher got it. It was in the right direction. He didn't, it didn't hit some guy taking photos to the right, or someone hit some guy's crotch to the left. He got the job done. He got to represent his new team on the big stage. It was really cool. There was skate videos playing behind him. He threw down the sign, threw out the ball. That was awesome, TJ. So, and congrats. See, now I can say congrats on officially making it a team. I knew it was only a matter of time. I knew you had it in you to do it. So I guess shifting now to another skater having one hell of a year, one that has included contest wins, multiple video parts, a short documentary or two. And we're only in the month, now we're in the month of May, but all this I was tracking for the month of April. I'll give you a second to guess. That's right, Australia's very own Chloe Cavell. I mean, she's having a hell of a year. She is on fire! SLS Paris champ, second place in SLS San Diego at that event. And not only is she killing it in contests, she's been throwing down some hammers in the street as she just had her first street part. I mean, it's no wonder that Red Bull, sees a future in her and recently brought her onto the team. But it got me thinking, I don't know if she actually will be drinking Red Bulls at age 14. I mean, maybe. I'm not judging, don't get me wrong, but she deserves all the high-level brand sponsors she can get. She is amazing, and she is on fire. I mean, she's marketable, too. Great attitude, great vibe, great smile. I'm running out of things to say. I mean, there's so many. Chloe, she is the future and will go on to inspire so many young girls around the world. That is key, and that is fact. I mean, she's accomplished so much just in the last, 3 or 4 years. So I can't wait to see what Yeah, the next decade looks for her. Going to be very exciting indeed. So congrats to Chloe on all of your current success. And I know you will, but keep killing it. Gosh, what else? Trans World Skateboarding. They informed us some very noteworthy news that was trending the other day. Because remember when Paul Rodriguez, he had everyone enter to win a Tesla? You notice I didn't say new Tesla because I don't think it was. It just win a Tesla. It turns out that contest, it was legit. And he has since delivered said Tesla to the contestant, to the winner. I mean, no word on any recalls at the moment. I think they recalled the Cybertruck from what I can recall. That was like very recently. But this guy, let me make sure, Luis Aguirre, I think I said his name right because I had to write it down because that's how Paul said it. It's Aguirre, but it's spelled Aguirre. So that's good to know. But I literally wrote down A space Gee Ray. You know, just so I didn't butcher it, okay? Don't knock it. But he now has, it's done. It's legit. He has the car in his hand. And the title of the breaking news story was Paul Rodriguez delivers new Tesla to contest winner, leaving fans stunned. that was the headline. I guess a lot of people were bashing him. I wasn't. Probably all in the comments like, oh, you're not going to deliver that, man. Y'all thought he was just going to try and drive up like sales and or traffic to the primitive website and just leave people hanging. Wrong. It's bad enough you guys were giving him crap for having a winner, you know, not too far away in Hawthorne, California. But it could happen. I don't think it was fixed. I just don't think there are a lot of like primitive peeps in South Dakota or Nebraska in that area. I mean, that would have made for an epic road trip, though, seeing him drive across the U.S. to deliver it, you know, to the winner, showing us all the times he had to stop and charge it and how convenient it was. He said, look, yeah, you plug it in here, wait about 2 hours, you know, stall your trip, and then you go. But nope, he got to drive it in-state, you know, not too far away to deliver to his guy, Luis. So, and it was a contestant that he looked very happy about winning his vehicle, too. I'll try and remember to put the clip in the notes below. But yeah, there's a bunch of friends and families. But you know, leaving fans stunned. Come on, you guys. You guys are trying too hard. You were reaching for that one. You guys really thought he was gonna scam y'all. Psh. I know I've said it before, but I'm on board with this team. You know, the brand, well, the board brand that is. I need to start specifying because all the various collabs and all it's just not my style. That's what that's why I kindly break it to folks. I mean, it's just not my style. Like it collabs with everything, with everyone. And that's fine. You do you. I'm not judging. But anyway, congrats again, Luis. You know, let's see you rolling in that thing. Let's see what else. Oh, so much stuff dropped these past few weeks. Oh, Alien Workshop dropped a 15-minute video. I enjoyed it. I watched it twice, but legit, I didn't feel compelled to write anything down. I was just watching it, watched it again. And that doesn't happen too often. I mean, normally I either love a video and can't like wait to write down some of my favorite tricks or moments or songs, or in this case, aliens. Didn't happen. I mean, as I said, I enjoyed it. I mean, I guess the one thing that really stood out to me was like the music direction. The tracks selected had me kind of thinking like, Marty, that's very interesting music. It was just an interesting range. I think they could have easily just added Dinosaur Jr.'s The Lung. Or Lung, I think it just is. And it would have been well. It would have been fine. I mean, who cares if it was ABD? It was ABD by them. Nowhere to collapse the lung. Breeze a doubt in everyone. Repeat. And repeat. That's the only thing I felt this video was missing. You know, it's right on brand for Alien Workshop. They're still doing their thing. Edited and directed by Andy Liccardi. So great job to Andy. I guess I do have one note. I did write down one item now that I'm looking. But it was a question. And a question that reminded me about our very own consciousness. You're like, oh gosh, where's he going with this? I mean, namely our thoughts. Our thoughts, okay? Hear me out. Right there at 3 minutes and 17 seconds, it says, whose thoughts are you thinking? I'll repeat. Whose thoughts are you thinking? What an amazing question. That's deep, guys. Damn, I didn't think I'd get that from Alien. Whose thoughts are they? They just pop in and out of nowhere. All day long, all night long. You're trying to go to sleep. Whose thoughts are those? Whose thoughts are they? I mean, sure, thoughts have been described. I love it. This kind of best described it. Thoughts are like passing clouds. Just kind of go. They come in and they go. And we get to decide which ones we like, use, reject. Let us it pisses us off. But real talk though, whose thoughts are they? I'm asking you a serious question, and I'm sure the video is asking us a serious question too. And I love that question, Andy. I saw that you snuck that in there. Had to point it out. I guess speaking of Dinosaur Junior tracks on Trippy Skate videos, Asics dropped their latest video, and they called this one Next Vibrant Screen Test. That's a lot of pressure for us, huh? Here's our next screen test, y'all. Tell us how you feel. If this is for your viewing pleasure. Okay. Basically, they had very interesting music. Lots of trippy visuals, which we've in a brief amount of time, have come to expect. And some good skating kind of sprinkled in. But it didn't have me want to jot anything down. Isn't that crazy? I was just like, oh, yeah, okay. I think I watched it. Have I watched it 2 times? 3 times at least? Yeah, just kind of see if I missed anything. See if it sparked any comments or, that's it. I mean, it was filmed and edited by Jacob Harris. Creative direction by Jake Gascoigne, who I looked up. He's kind of always gone with kind of that dark and edgy and difficult to understand vibe with all his work, so it makes sense. He fits in right in with his crew, so I see why they brought him in and his brain. I think they could have easily bumped Dinosaur Junior's The Lung for this video. Why not? Who cares if, Alien used it? Anyway, I don't know. I think I'm pushing The Lung too much. But has anyone, real talk here, just between us, like real talk, has anyone tried out their shoes yet? I've yet to see any in the wild here in San Jose or / the Bay Area. Haven't seen them. So we'll see. Let me know. Am I missing out? Zero Skateboards introduced us to Wilton Souza, and all I have to say, I guess I'll say it in Adam Sandler voice. It's good to meet you. So good to see you. You are very good at skateboarding. And Adam Sandler's voice. I don't know why I wanted to do Adam Sandler. Just that's what popped in my head. It's just like, yeah, it's very nice to meet you. Yeah. Zero proudly presents. Yeah, you think? I was like, damn. Jamie's like, Dylan, who? I think they found their Jabe replacement. And he's a goofy-footed rider, man. Right from the opening trick? That huge-ass backside heel down that gap. Come on. That's not easy. Starting off with a bang. Statement trick right there. I'm here. I've arrived. You better recognize. And don't come at me with that whole like, yeah, Rick, but did you see they cut out that chunk of the curb for the runway? Who cares? Why would you even point that out? Who cares? He doesn't need to go up and over to impress me. Or you for that matter. That was legit. Come on now. You try that. It's a huge opening trick, man. Plus, I don't think they cut that out. I believe Drew Domkis, he removed that chunk for his, epic home setup. Drew's got that, so don't worry about it. Don't even knock that. That was so huge, though. Regardless of how, or actually how high and when he popped. Don't worry about that. Just focus on the trick and the land. And what does he do the very next trick? A switch heel down the gap, catching the board perfectly and clearing the curb way down. He cleared that bad boy with feet. Plenty of feet. And when you watch the clip, go back and like rewind it. Turn it up very loud. As loud as you can, as long as you can tolerate. Just listen to how fast he was going. Dude was flying. Nice catch, nice flick. Cleared it with no problem. And his ender was no joke either. I mean, such an awkward trick to do. I kept thinking like that, if you don't commit fully because he decided to do it over the Carlsbad water gap. You know, that spot, we've seen it millions of times before. Scary stuff. But I was like, to do a fakey heel down that, if you don't commit 100%, I mean, yeah, you'll probably end up in the water, but you might get credit carded. Like, ouch. Just, that's all I could think about. I'm like, no, because the way the momentum, and if you're just doing a couple tries, you probably don't have the opportunity to, you know, watch it flip and then catch it and kick it out. There's just a lot going on there. That's what I kept thinking about. If I tried that, I'd be like going to the hospital. Bored up butt. It would have happened. But congrats, Wilton, man. I think it's a good fit. I think Gary Rogers is not vibing with it. I watched his show on Tuesday, Skate Line. He's not vibing with it. I'm like, dude, Gary, come on. Give it some time, dude. Just take a deep breath. I know it's kind of your first gut reaction, but give it some time. It might work, man. It might work. Oh, and Wilton, it was a pleasure meeting you. I have my hand extended out. We'll change it to a fist bump. Boom. Can't wait to see more. Today I'm rocking water with a liquid IV. Such a good combo. The lemon lime one. Sign me up. And finally, saving the best for last. Because, you know, I'm all about competitions, you know, in all walks of life, in sports, in skateboarding, in longtime competition OG, X Games, more specifically, has entered the chat with a new skate shop focused contest. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, let me repeat. A skate shop focused contest. So skate shops will be going head to head in a bracket to see who will be the top dog in the nation. Here's what they have listed on the xgames.com website. X Games proudly introduces Showdown 2024, a brand new skateboarding competition showcasing 16 hand-picked skate shops from across the United States. Which skate shop will win and take home $10K? You decide. Yes. I mean, here's more. Let me finish. So from May 1st to the 31st, 16 skate shops across the country will face off with 2 minutes of their best footage in a bracket-style competition like no other. This is from their website. The inaugural #X-Games Showdown with $10K up for grabs. This is your chance to rally behind your favorite shop, city, or region by voting and ultimately selecting our winner. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. So there's a new matchup debuting every 24 hours. So it's 9 a.m. Pacific. And this is awesome. You can check out the full bracket, all the matchups on their website, and then basically return tomorrow for a new pair of videos. So I just watched the new ones this morning. They're battling it out for street supremacy, baby. Yes. And all, like I said, all I have to say is I'm all for this. Yes, please. What can I do to help, X Games? What can I do? I'll hype it up. If that's good, I'll hype it up. I've got you. What can I do to help? And I can already hear people complain that their shop isn't in the contest. Like, yeah, there are like a lot of shops out there, and this is their first one. You know, just be patient. I mean, how about we support the hell out of this, get it its clicks and views, and maybe we'll bring it back. Maybe they'll bring it back. See, I already said we. Whoops. Maybe they'll bring it back. Does it sound like a deal? I looked at, so they think they have like at least, I think they have 1.7 million subscribers to their YouTube page. I'm talking about X Games, that is. And I looked at all the videos this morning, and all of them are just about under 2K. I'm like, what? How? How can that all of those should have like 10,000 by now? And it started, 3-4 days ago, I believe. But I especially love it because even if you get behind, so say if you just found out about the contest right now via this show, go back and watch them. They're only 2 minutes. Two each day, 2 minutes. And I think I watched each one like 3 times each, and it still wasn't a huge commitment. If the videos were like 15 minutes, that probably would be too much. You know, I'd be like, oh, I can't do it. That's a half hour for 2 videos. I would just get overwhelmed. But this competition is pretty fierce. It's no joke. I mean, there's some good shops in this first round, and many that I haven't heard of. You know, but I will get to learn about new ones in the process, which is a win-win. So if I'm ever traveling in those areas, I know where to stop. I know where to go. I say, hey, I saw your X Games, entry. Yeah, hey, that's a conversation starter, blah, blah, blah. It's a win-win. So as of this recording, which is May 4th, May the 4th be with you, I have to say that too. They have Orchard versus Voo, West Side versus Black Shop, Rose Street versus Pharmacy, and today's was Core versus River Rat. Tomorrow and the next 4 days, they got Nocturnal versus NJ, Manifest versus Geometric, Faces versus 303, and Subset versus Third Layer. Those are all the shops in competition right now. So who you got? Who you got? As I said, probably not your shop probably isn't on there, but if it is, I'm sure you're gonna vote for them. But who you got? Of all those that you've read, or maybe like me, you don't know about them yet, but you're going to learn about them. So here's my bracket / notes that I've taken so far. So Orchard, I put down great skating, had the names of the skaters. Yeah. Even some bails. There were a couple videos in here that had some bails. I respect that. They only get 2 minutes. 2 minutes is very fast. If you told me to do a 2-minute podcast, I wouldn't be able to do it. That's impossible. I don't know how Gary Rogers does that too. But that's very confident in what they presented. They also showed us their shop, and that was a smart idea as well. So showcase your place. So I wrote that down for Orchard. So Voo, this is a close competition between these two. Great skating, nice ender, names at the end, but still. What else? I wrote down for West Side. They had the skaters' names and showed the inside of their shop. Very smart. I like that. And Nick Matlin had a wicked trick, wickedly talented, minute 28. Check that one out. Yeah. Black Sheep, great skating, exterior shots of the shop. Had a dude flipping off a big truck for being in their way. I mean, he was just saying, hey, if you don't move, you will become a flat spot. There's no need to flip him off, Get a spotter, my guy. Get a spotter. Rose Street, I wrote down great skating, song choice / vibe. It worked. But I felt like they left about 4, maybe 6 seconds on the table. It came up a little bit short. I think they could have squeezed another trick or maybe 3 in there. I don't know. Pharmacy, this one had laughing, smiling, play fighting, 2 tracks. Yeah, I loved how they did that. And also the no comply / step hop variations. I was all about that. This one felt like a competition video entry, if that makes sense. If you see it and it makes sense, that's what for this contest, that felt like what they were looking for. So I had to write that down. Core, this one got me pumped up. I mean, I wanted to punch walls, and I watched it this morning before I started this show. And of course, I had to mention this. It had a Benihana in it. Yeah, Benihana, baby. There's no such thing as illegal tricks. There are none. Just don't push Mongo. So many people are going to be pissed off of that. Oh my gosh, Rick, they put a Benihana in this. No, they lose. Brackets busted. I don't know. I like it. I love it. That's what's up. But yeah, Core, they had me pumped up. I wanted to work out. I was doing the dishes after. I almost pushed my son out of the way. It was crazy. So Core, do your thing. And then lastly, of course, River Rat. I wrote down solid entry. Seems like the crew enjoys skating together. But they got basically punched in the mouth by Core. It's not even close. Boom. Core came up. Hey, River Rat. Boom. You're done. So as of right now, here's my bracket. I have Orchard, West Side, Pharmacy, and Core. Let me know who you got. But I do have to note, though, one thing I noticed that's kind of tough, and it's going to continue to be tough about these videos, is the music. I mean, it's no surprise if you think about it, right? They're probably not going to dish out the money for music rights for this one, so it's going to have to be Homies Band or Garage Band sample tracks, kind of like what I used for episode 1 of this podcast. I just went in the Garage Band and kind of made my own thing. You go back and listen. Yeah, that was me. I made that, but that's kind of what they have to do. And do you go with 1 track or you go with 2? I like how Orchard did too. It kind of broke it up a little bit. And it felt, because even the tone and the pacing of the music, it was kicking it up the beat was enhancing as the skating was kicking up a notch too, if that makes sense. Everyone else, I think for the most part, I didn't write it down, but yeah, I think they all went with 1 track. So, which is fine. If you have the right song bumping in our ears and it's not a distraction, that's a win-win. Because I think the deal breaker for me just might come down to the song selections, because it enhances the vibe and it makes it more memorable. And of course, the skating, of course, speaks for itself. But I mean, maybe they should all just use the same song to make it fair, or the same two tracks, kind of for variety. Maybe no. I'm just spitballing and shutting my own ideas down. Oh, actually, you know what? Duh, Rick. Dinosaur Jr.'s lung. There we go. Everyone just use that. I think I've killed that now, huh? You're like, don't ever mention lung again, Rick. Nowhere to collapse the lung. Yeah, I'm just trying to make it fair, because there's some songs that you could tell, they're like, they didn't spend any time picking this track. Like, oh, man. Watch it with no sound on, or put your own song. What was the song I was like hyping on for the longest time? What is it? Men Without Hats. Safety Dance, right? No one's used that. Use Safety Dance. I kind of gave up on that song. I've moved on. I've grown. I've become more cultured and sophisticated. But all I know is my top pick, like I said, actually, now I think about it, my top pick will most likely have lyrics in a song that they choose. And then the vibe, of course, the crew gives off. Those are two key elements to a good contest video. So we're talking about a contest now, you guys. Not practice, we're talking about a contest. And you definitely have to give the crew some shine. You have to put their names up there, you guys. Pull an all-nighter, maybe get less sleep, but you always have to assume that the viewer does not know who they're watching. You may know them. They may be your homies, but we might not know them. Always assume that. When I start this podcast, I say my name. I don't just assume people know who I am. I just jump right in. Oh, yeah, you know who I am. No. But what about you? Are you digging this new contest? Did you just find out about it? You're going to go circle back and check them out now? Let me know. Are you worried about your bracket getting busted so soon? It's for the entire month of May. It's going to be fun. May Madness. But yeah, this will be fun. I'm all for it. I love it. And I hope they do many, 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 many more seasons of it. This is a contest that we all didn't know we needed. And that's always a good thing. And as I said earlier, don't worry if your shop's not on there yet. It could possibly, be down the road, but should they decide to do it again, which I think they should. So great idea, X Games. And yes, please, in regards to more. So X-Games Showdown 2025, 2026, 2027, ellipses.